Hello and welcome back to Logan Sounds Off. Today on my podcast, I'm going to be reviewing the classic rock album that inspired many bands. Starting off in the 60s, the Velvet Underground were merely just a band that went around gigging until they met up with Andy Warhol, the infamous artist, and the German actress, model, and singer Nico, and they went on to make the album depicted only by a banana and the four words peel slowly and see, along with the artist's name Andy Warhol. They formed the Velvet Underground and Nico and released their debut album, The Velvet Underground and Nico. Now, Nico went on to make her own music, same with the Velvet Underground, and the Velvet Underground's members went on to have really great solo careers as well. But looking back now, this was a debut for both the Velvet Underground and the Velvet Underground and Nico. A great start for them. Now, for us looking back, it was the perfect debut album. But back then, it didn't do very well with sales, I don't believe, exceeding 30,000 for a little while. People were not a massive fan of its dark topics, really interesting choice of instruments, and very weird lyricism. As well as this, you had strange vocals, really vast drums, and sometimes eerie tracks such as Venus in Furs and the Black Angel's Death song that drew people's attention away from it, especially when it was such a strange album to get into. Plus, the banana didn't really give people enough insight into what such a crazy and influential album this was going to be in the future. With its incredible rock tones, the Velvet Underground and Nico is very popular now, with a lot of people loving it, and Brian Eno going on to say every person who listened to this album formed a band, which to an extent was true. Rated 60th best album ever in the top 100 albums on the Apple Music list. Now there being a tribute album released, I'll Be Your Mirror, featuring many incredible artists, as well as much more, as well as many films, and as well much music and artwork. The Velvet Underground, behind the plain banana, there was a fleshy pink skin filled with incredible music that was going to change rock music and avant-garde experimental music forever. Starting off though, I just want to say I bought this in golden discs recently along with John Coltrane's classic jazz record Giant Steps, which is well regarded as one of his best albums, along with A Love Supreme, which I've actually reviewed on my channel. So if you're a jazz fan or a John Coltrane fan, make sure to check it out below. I will have the link there. But for now, for anybody who's watching on YouTube, I would love to show you actually the album. So for anybody who's listening to the podcast, you know the album cover, except for those who may not know, behind the banana is this fleshy pink banana inside, where on some records you can peel the banana off. What I did not know though when I was peeling this off is that it's not sticky at all. I did not sit this down or anything. This is just not sticky at all. So you kind of have to press it on. It's weird. It's kind of strange. I don't know. But it's cool anyways to have my own Velvet Underground banana. So behind the fleshy pink banana, we have some very interesting and very provocative liner notes, including some of the critics' responses to The Exploding Plastic Inevitable, which was essentially the Velvet Underground with Andy Warhol while they were gigging. And then it has obviously the lineup, which was Lou Reed on the lead guitar, ostrich guitar and vocal, John Cale on the electric viola, piano and bass guitar, Sterling Morrison on the rhythm guitar and bass guitar, as well as Maureen Tucker on percussion, and Nico as a vocalist, and Chanteuse. I'm going to try and pronounce that, but I can't really. So Maureen Tucker, Mo Tucker, interesting fact about Maureen was that not only was she a great drummer, is she stood up a lot when she was playing the drums. So when you keep that in mind watching the gigs, it really makes it a different experience. So I was happy enough to collect this on standard black vinyl. I believe there's other colours out there that you can buy this on. This was a simple Verve pressing. I got this on stereo, which was really nice and new. So I was delighted that I was able to find this. I originally had this on CD, and I probably should have had the CD on hand, but I didn't, so I'm sorry. But I originally heard this album via CD that my dad had bought when he was younger, and then he had kept. And for those who may not know or haven't watched my podcast before, My dad gave me a lot of CDs to listen to when I was younger, which inspired my tastes today. And the Velvet Underground was one of them. So I used to like a lot of the classics such as Femme Fatale and Sunday Morning, which are beautiful tracks. But recently I've discovered some of the more interesting tracks such as Run 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 and the Black Angels Death song, and as well the incredible Closer European Sun. So why does this album have a lasting impact on the community? Honestly, I don't know. It's an incredible album, but I don't understand why it's so popular. It's not because I think it's bad or anything, it's just I can't really pinpoint is there something special about this album that other albums don't have. The pure passion of this is a nice thing to have on the album that is very interesting as well. But I'm excited to get into the music with you guys because there's some very interesting tunes, starting off with Sunday Morning. And I love the soft twinkle that beautifully parades throughout this track. What's nice about this is that it's mixed, not too loud and not too dull into the mix. It's layered very well in. And I also like Nico's backing vocals during the chorus, and Lou Reed, who's singing lead vocals during the chorus and throughout the whole song. And there's a lot of reverberation put on his voice throughout the chorus, which gives this kind of sparkly feel to it, this Sunday morning-esque vibe. It's really, really interesting, and it's a beautiful touch that really works with the song. I think if you were to isolate the vocals, it would sound very interesting. Then you have the next following on from that track, I'm Waiting for the Man. And I love the overpowering distortion of the guitar, as it really adds a rough texture to the album that is unmatched by any of the other instruments. I also love the double time piano stabs. It's just a fantastic rhythmic pattern, and it's awesome. And it subtly changes from time to time, adding variety, the different notes that is being played on the piano. And interesting, what I was saying about that double time piano stab, just that simple pressing of the one key really helps. If you listen to a lot of tracks, you have that. I know in a couple of the Stooges tracks they have it. It's really, really interesting. And then next you have Femme Fatale, which is obviously very well known. Nico sings in this, and I love the beautiful, sweet, echoey voice of Nico in this, as well as the instrumental. The instrumental is really, really good on this song. It's very, very interesting. But I also love the way the Velvet Underground sing back up towards Nico. It's really, really cool and adds a whole different texture that I love to the song. Along with Femme Fatale, you have the song Venus in Furs, and Venus in Furs is so strange. I love the harsh energy that comes from the song, and the voice as well in all of this is just so strange and aching, melancholy, grim, dark sound that is screeching. It's screeching, as well as the viola. The viola in this is insane. It sounds so dark and really stretched and grim. It's really strange, but it sounds so brutally provocative. It's such an interesting track because of that screeching viola and Lou Reed's really weird vocal delivery throughout this song. And then you got the song Run Run Run, which is a lot more of a classic kind of 60s rock song, but this is some incredible rock guitar riffs in it that I love, and they sound incredible. It's super cool harmonic. You got these super cool harmonic vocals as well that work really, really well in Run 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 when all the band members accompany each other while they're singing. That's really, really cool. And there's these pounding drums from Mo Tucker that's amazing, that have amazing impact. Really, really strange, but they're really awesome. And the drums, actually, I will say the drums are really, really cool on this particular album. I love the sound of the drums are really, really cool. Also on All Tomorrow's Parties, I love the repeating piano throughout this song, along with the really incredible and prominent bass line. The bass line in this song, In All Tomorrow's Parties, is really, really cool because of how loud and centered it is. And how interesting it is as well. I really, really like the bass line in this. Nico obviously singing In All Tomorrow's Parties. She's a very great singer and I really, really love her singing. She's incredible and one of a kind, and her singing in this so especially stands out. I really, really love this, the singing in this. And I also love the guitars in this track. The guitar is amazing throughout this whole album, especially on Sunday Morning. You got this really cool solo that goes on it as well. And then moving on to side B, you have Heroin. And there's some really interesting chords and beautiful melodies. Really, really great melodies. And I love the way that throughout the whole song, the drum sound gets harsher or louder and builds up and continues or gets faster and slower. And also the guitar gets more distorted, more loud, more chaotic. There's more feedback. There's more brutal noise. It's crazy and it's insane and I love it. It's a really, really good track. Obviously, the content isn't exactly PG and in no way good, but the instrumental side of it is very good. I like that a lot. And then you've obviously got There She Goes Again, which is a really, really cool track. And I love the lyrics in this as well. Or sorry, not the lyrics, the vocals. I love the vocals in this. Just the backing vocals get stuck in your head. And I love the riff of this song and how fast paced it can be, along with the amazing backing singers, and it adds a certain classic tone that's really warm. And it kind of changes up the album because when you've got songs like the Black Angel's Death Song, which we'll be coming to in a sec, and Venus and Furs and European Sun and Heroin, they're all really like weird and hard to listen to. They're very screechy, very loud. It's nice to hear a song like There She Goes Again, which has a really just soft instrumental. And then you've got I'll Be Your Mirror, which is similar to There She Goes Again, with the fact that the instrumentals are so calm. And I love Nico's beautiful voice in this song, along with the simple, clean guitar and the really strange bass moments on this song. It's really, really cool where just everything else pauses apart from the guitar and bass. It's really, really cool. And the backing vocals on I'll Be Your Mirror shine throughout the track. It's really, really cool. I love the backing vocals and I love Nico's delivery throughout this. It's really, really cool and just really, really beautiful. And then you got the Black Angel's Death Song as well. And I love the really harsh strings, not swings. The really harsh strings and small white noise sound, the little they're just made every so often, that sound. Somebody makes it. And this is one of the weirdest songs in the album though. But there's something about it that's incredible. And that you hear that just sounds really cool. That you know it's really weird, but it sounds amazing. And then you got European Sun, which is a mad bass line, an insane guitar, and some destructive drums. But they all equal European Sun. With some amazing feedback and just loud, amazing pan muted kind of guitar at the start, and this crazy bass line, really, really well done. And then you got obviously the really loud crashes and smashes and just overly distorted guitars, this overdrive. It sounds amazing and so deep, and it ends the album very well at 7 minutes. It's pretty long, but look, we've delved into pretty much everything I could have about this Yellow Banana. There's a lot of interesting things that this album holds just behind this lovely piece of artwork that for anybody who's on the podcast, I'm holding just the plastic sticker of the Yellow Banana that came with it. But this has been my review of the Velvet Underground and Nico. It's an incredible album and you should definitely check it out. Links are down below if you've never heard it before, though I'd seriously doubt that. But look, this is it. This is my review. An incredible album, incredible artistry, and I hope you love this album just as much as I do. Make sure to tune into my next review. It's going to be amazing and I hope you like it. I'm really excited to be doing some really exciting reviews upcoming, so make sure to check them out and I hope to see you there. Thanks guys.